Luan.
Hey, where you headed?
I'm headed to Newark, Prudential Center.
Let's go.
Yeah, what's up, man? Going to the Prudential Center.
We're going to the Prudential Center.
Yeah, let's get it.
You know this Prudential place we're going to? My cousin actually works for the cement truck company that was pouring the cement that you guys are about to skate in.
I actually haven't even seen the course yet.
Take a look at this here.
Whoa,
Course right
let
there.
me get a hold of this. Give him 20 bucks.
Here we go. Check that out.
Damn.
Sick. Okay.
Dude, it's crazy, man. It has everything.
I might have to actually go ahead and snap me a photo.
Well, don't tag me on it.
No. Hey, it's just between you and me. I got something in it for you when we get there, you know what I mean?
Here at the Munich stop, your champion. Hello and welcome to New Jersey, home to some of the most influential skateboarders of our time. Names like Vallely, Gall, Oyola, and Ware all progressed the sport on these working class streets, and SLS is back for the 6th straight year to pay homage. This is the 3rd stop of the SLS Nike SB World Tour, and we are at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining in. I'm Paul Zitzer, alongside Andrew Cannon and legendary professional skateboard pro, Jeff Rowley. Tonight, it's the finals. We've been through 24 skaters, and we have the top 8, the best skaters in the world, and there is so much at stake here tonight. There's money and bragging rights, and of course, one spot into the SLS Super Crown World Championship. Now, there's 7 skaters already pre-qualified into the Super Crown. The top 2 got in with golden tickets. Shane O'Neill and P-Rod have both won this year. There's also Nyjah Huston, Tom Asta, Luan Oliveira, Cody McIntyre, and Ryan DeCenzo. All these guys have a chance to win, but only 5 of the guys in the finals are trying to get that last spot. Talk to me about some of what we're about to see here tonight, though, Andrew.
We got to talk about Nyjah Huston. I mean, this course looks like it was built for him. The rails are super long. The course has a great flow, and then obviously there's a massive set of stairs with great rails going down it. And that's the kind of stuff that really separates Nyjah Huston from the rest of the pack. He gets so gnarly, and he handles it when it's pressure cooker.
Absolutely, but let's not forget about Chris Joslin. You touched on the fact that it's a really big course, and he likes that too. Let's not forget that. He was doing some huge tricks, big gaps, big flip trips, big trips down the hover, absolutely smashing it. And you have the juxtapose of that, Evan Smith, who favors the transition. Again, equally fast, equally as burly. I would not want to be a judge tonight in the final.
It is going to be an absolutely amazing final. And now let's take a look at how we got here. It's the Look Back, presented by PacSun. Nyjah Huston in Heat 3 really started to put it down and heat things up. He just was so dominant out there, making everything looking incredibly comfortable and setting himself up for this final in a big, big way.
And then we have Paul Rodriguez, our Munich SLS winner, absolutely destroying it, not feeling the heat, handling the heat, clean switch flips, switch frontside kick flip, absolute domination.
And then Heat 4, Evan Smith, the wild card, just coming out, doing the craziest runs of all time. Look at that frontside flip over the channel, using every bit of the course, going down the huge 12, Evan Smith, wow.
And then Chris Joslin, huge tricks, big catch flip tricks, and there you have it.
And here are your finalists, Evan Smith, Nyjah Huston, Chris Joslin, and your Munich champ, Paul Rodriguez, followed by Tommy Fynn making the cut, Chris Cole back in another final, Carlos Ribeiro, the rookie, and Luan Oliveira. Those are your finalists. And let's take a look how this contest is going to work. Here are the basics. There are 2 45-second runs in the run section, followed by 5 best trick attempts absolutely anywhere on the course. And your overall top 4 scores of the day count. And those are the basics. Taking a look at this course. Now let's go to the Nike SB Streetscape. This is the most interesting course we've seen in SLS this year, but it is not a kiddie course at all. This section over here is absolutely massive. Those are 12 stair handrails, and on either side, 8 stair hubbas. Great for getting huge scores, maybe some 9s. And then the quarter pipe section with a 4-foot channel leads straight to the center of the course. Nice mellow handrail with a double kink, but it's not safe with that gap in the center there. Spinning around to the other side, we have the bump-to-bump section. Good to keep the lines going, the flow. Good for a lot of technical flip tricks over that. And then turning around. Hey, it's Tetris. We got ledges of all shapes and sizes, low, medium, and then super high. 31 inches, that's a big ledge. Here we have the flat bar and the bump-to-bump, and it leads to the quarter pipe section with the super wide 8-foot channel. This course will be the decider to make the Super Crown. And here we go. This is the finals of the SLS Nike SB World Tour, Newark, New Jersey. Stop. The crowd is packed in. The skaters are ready. There's a lot of nervous energy down here.
There's a lot of stoked kids in the crowd there today. Here to see some great skateboarding in the finals.
And we have one of the best courses we've seen in years. California skate parks outdoing themselves again with this course. There's options for everyone. And our first skater in tonight, Luan Oliveira, a legend in SLS. He won 2 stops last year. He's looking to get back on top of the podium, and he is in.
Starting off with a nice 360 kickflip. Luan usually dominates in the run section. Very consistent skateboarder. Throws in a backside kickflip out of nowhere.
More tricks pound for pound than just about anyone in the course all the time. Tricks for every section.
And that's how he gets those high scores in the runs, is he gets in a lot more tricks than most other guys, and they're usually a lot more technical too. There's that switch tail slide 270.
10 seconds left for Luan.
Oh, gets away. Board hits him in the back of the heel right there. Throws it out. Man, way to make it up right there.
Wow, that's ridiculous. Luan Oliveira, he can make up a poor run score in the best trick, no problem, but he has another run. But that was a great run, 6.7 on the board.
May have took a little bit of a slam right there. Board hit him in the back of his ankle.
Up next, Carlos Ribeiro, a rookie this year in SLS. He qualified onto the tour at Tampa Pro, and he's had a great start. And here he is in the finals.
Switch 5-0, started up, about to hit the ledge with a switch backside tail slide, comes out forward. Very smooth execution.
Wow, taking it to tail, holding on. Carlos is the only rookie this year in the 9 club.
And for good reason too. Puts together great combinations, really hard tricks and technical tricks like that one right there. Nollie 180 to fakey nose grind. Again, kind of hustles and gets quite a lot of tricks in the run section and gets scored accordingly. Taking a similar line to Luan right there with that nollie heel flip that got away from him.
And Carlos tends to do better in the run section than best trick, but he's got it all.
And that last trick will count.
He needs a 6.8 to take the lead from Luan.
Not looking like he's phased by this finals, right?
Nah.
For being a rookie.
Keeping it cool. He's got a 7.6. Let's see. This is how we judge. Average score is calculated from 5 judges. Highest score per attempt is a 10. So the highest possible overall score is a 40 because only the top 4 highest scores count. Scores are based on 5 criteria: execution, variety, continuity, degree of difficulty, and originality and style. That counts as 1, originality and style. Now, let me tell you about how this pylon works on the left of your screen there. Below the skater's name are the run section and best trick tabs. Top 4 scores will be shown in white, and the drop scores will show up in gray. Below that is the leaderboard. The current skater is highlighted in yellow. After their attempt, their name will be in gray until they skate again. The leaderboard will update after every single score. Finally, on the bottom tab, you'll see what the score the skater needs for the lead, or if they can't take the lead, you'll see the highest placing they can get and what score they're going to need to get it. And after the fourth score is posted, it'll say the average they need to get first place. So after 4 scores are in, we'll be looking at averages. So next up, Chris Cole, an absolute legend in SLS history. He's the 2013 SLS Super Crown champion. He hasn't won since.
He's looking really good today in the prelims. Chris is kind of recovering from a back injury. And at this event, I spoke to him before the event, and he feels very, very good. Feels like he's recovering well. He's certainly skating really well. Losing a couple of tricks on his first run. You make up for that. There's a nice blunt slide. There's that tail slide, almost a fakey nose grind. Just gets away from him. Tough start.
Seeing Chris Cole in the finals, though, shows how good he is getting here, being hurt. He has so much talent. He can tone it down a little bit, still skate his way straight in.
Well, he dips into that big trick selection that he has, the bag of tricks.
Absolutely, needs a 7.7 for first, gets a 3.7. Not a great score, but he can make it up. We know that. So up next, Tommy Fynn from Australia, another rookie. So many rookies in this final tonight.
It's great to see, though. We want to see some new blood, putting the heat on the old dogs. Starting it off cleanly, nollie nose grind, nollie crooked grind. Backside flip gets away from him. Gonna have to speed it up, get those tricks in there. Nice 360 kickflip. Tommy qualified at the Pro Open. Backside tail slide. It's a very consistent and regular bag of tricks that he taps into too, Tommy. Like that nose blunt slide right there. A nice kickflip crooked grind, and that will count.
Right at time, putting it together.
Solid first run right there for Tommy.
Needs a 7.7 for first. Gets a 6.8. He's in the running. So coming up, our top qualifiers, including Evan Smith. We got Nyjah and Paul Rodriguez. More runs here in the finals at the SLS New Jersey stop. We'll be back right after this. The SLS Nike SB World Tour is brought to you by Nike SB and in part by GoPro, the world's most versatile camera, and by PacSun, official retailer of Street League skateboarding. Welcome back to the Prudential Center. This is the SLS Nike SB World Tour, Newark, New Jersey stop, taking a look at that beautiful California skate park creation. And here to give us a little tour, Chris Cole and Sean Malto in the GoPro course preview.
What's up, guys? I'm Sean Malto. This is Chris Cole.
We're here for the GoPro course preview.
Let's do it. This is actually pretty unique.
It doesn't look as gnarly as it is because there's a trap door on that side. And if you don't get in right, you go shin into the corner. I like the channel gap.
Yeah.
Over top, you'll probably see some dudes flying style.
This is actually the most friendliest.
Just a flat ledge is always nice. They give us a bunch of options here, so this is kind of my habitat.
This is cool. It's like a little bump to flat bar. You can get tack on it. You don't have to be scared.
Give me the pros and cons here.
I mean, pros, you land the trick. Cons, you sack it. You use this railing to walk up, and then you go skate down the upper.
The stairs are huge. The rail is huge.
I actually think it's really fun. Everything is fun besides this, and the only reason it's not fun is because it's scary.
It's actually a great looking handrail, though. I mean,
Yeah,
as far as the dimensions.
yeah, great. It's big, though.
Well, that's it for the GoPro course preview. Hope you enjoyed it.
We're gonna get back to skating. See you guys later.
I enjoyed it very much. That is a super fun course. I'm Paul Zitzer alongside Jeff Rowley. Andrew Cannon is down on the course. We'll hear from him later. But first, we have our top qualifiers. First runs coming up here in the finals. P-Rod coming in next, our winner from Munich. He needs a 7.7 for first, and you know he can do it.
Sets up with a clean nollie kickflip to get it moving. To a nice switch backside Smith grind. Looking very smooth out there right now, Paul. Always good to see Paul Rodriguez nice and confident on the course, especially during the finals. Especially after that Munich win.
Absolutely.
Put together a great run. Lots of switch tricks as usual. Nice 360 kickflip. Got 5 seconds. He's going to have to hustle, get this last one in. Don't think he's going to quite take off. That won't count, unfortunately. Great first run for Paul, though.
Something to build on. Needs a 7.7 for first.
There's that switch backside 5-0. Very smooth. Look at that. No foot movement. And then there's that nice 360 kickflip.
Textbook. P-Rod all day. Score is in 7.4, moving him into second position. Next up, Chris Joslin, an SLS pick, a total rookie. This is the guy who can win a spot into the Super Crown if he places higher than any of these other guys who aren't already in.
Looks like he's setting up full speed. Gap to backside lip slide. Now that rail is low, but dang is it far.
He is such a beast on the board.
Big old kickflip.
Skating with such confidence.
Well, this is a big course, as we said, and guys like Nyjah and Chris are really going to dominate. If they make their tricks, they're going to get scored really high for that. And you have all those guys just shooting for that top spot.
Look at these combos Joslin's putting down. 15 seconds left. There's a lot at stake here tonight.
Great mix of tricks, using the whole course. Skating the stairs, the rails, the tranny, covered the whole real estate. And that will count, backside 360. What do you think, Paul?
That was borderline. I heard the buzzer, I saw the tail. See what the judges think.
There's that nice combination, the Smith grind. Into the backside tail slide across the ledge, showing that diversity. And then we have that final backside 360 ollie, whipping it around.
So the rule is you have to pop your tail before the buzzer starts to sound. We're gonna leave that one up to the judges. Score is in 7.2. A solid score puts Chris Joslin into third place. And moving on down the list, Nyjah Huston, we've talked about it. He has not won since the Barcelona Pro Open last year. And he is on fire here today, though.
Starts off with exactly the same trick as Joslin, but gap to backside lip slide. Nose grind, kickflip, frontside board slide. He wants it. You can see it. You know when Nyjah's on. He wants it.
Nice front Smith over the gap.
And he gets a lot of tricks in too, but they're usually bigger tricks versus like a Luan who'll get a lot of technical tricks in. Shows that board control. 360 kickflip. Setting up for the big obstacle, the big stirs. Nollie backside 5-0, wow.
Oh, that's textbook Nyjah.
Fails that last trick, but what a showing. Way to start the finals, man.
Yeah, this is so far so good. Look at that, across and down.
Then there's that nollie to backside 5-0. Balances it beautifully.
And 8.1 puts him into the lead. So we have one skater left with his first run still to come, Evan Smith. He had a magical prelim, but he's been standing around waiting for this run for a while. How do you think that's going to affect Evan, Jeff?
Oh, I don't think he's going to be bothered in the slides. He's gearing up for getting down. Look at that energy. He's building it up. Let's see what he's got for this run. Starting off from the opposite side of the course to past runs that we've seen in the prelims. Shows you that just freestyle and creativity.
Look at the speed.
big old ollie. Oh.
Now, Evan is another skater who has a chance to qualify into the Super Crown.
But he's going to have to make those tricks.
Yeah.
That board may have hit him somewhere in the face, maybe. Yep, in the chin. Hopefully he's okay.
You know, that's the thing with Evan. He's either on or off, and it can change at any minute.
That's right.
And when he's on, it is a beautiful thing.
Spontaneity. Looks like that board did hit him in the chin. Going for the alley-oop kickflip stalefish.
Trying to win it in one trick. So he needs an 8.2 for first. We know he's not going to get that, and there's proof. 1.1 for Evan Smith, putting him solidly in 8th, but that's okay. 4 scores count at the end of the day. Run 1 is done. Run 2 coming up next. Stick around. Back inside the Prudential Center. Welcome back to the 2016 SLS Nike SB World Tour, Newark, New Jersey. We are going to go straight into run 2 here in the finals. Luan Oliveira can take the lead easily, but he wants more than a 1.5, and he can do it.
Starts off with a nice 360 flip. The backside kick flip. Already got 3 tricks in the first 10 seconds.
It's incredible.
Little power slide on the ground, nollie nose grind. Luan needs to get a lot of his tricks in and then end it with a banger. That's how he's going to come out good in the run section.
How do you think it affects Luan that he doesn't mess with the 12-stair rail? Does it?
Yeah, it affects his overall score. He can make up for it with his technicality. But, you know, he falls himself short when he does that. If he can end with a banger, he's going to get one of those top scores in the run, which we've seen a lot of last year, if you remember.
Yes, I do.
That was a great run until that final 4 right on the buzzer. 6.9.
That's a good score. He can do better in the best trick section, obviously, and he probably will have to. Up next, Carlos Ribeiro. Needs a 6.1 for first.
Sitting in a good spot, though, with a good first run.
Qualified into SLS this year in Tampa Pro with a 2nd place finish. He's another guy who's in contention for the Super Crown.
And he's skated very well since then also, all these events. Not bothered by the crowd in the arena and the pressure of skating in such a big televised contest. Looks like he's going to set up for that hubba. Lock it in the nollie. There we go. Gets away from him. Made that one in the last run. Gonna have to speed it up. It's probably going to be time for one more trick. Gets away from going for the nollie backside nose grind, possibly to revert. And that's going to be it for Carlos.
So if Carlos wants to get that Super Crown spot, he has to place 3 or 4 places ahead of Evan Smith and Chris Joslin. That's a tall order.
That is a tall order.
And he's got to depend on them to kind of not come through, and I wouldn't depend on that. I think Joslin's going to come through. I think Evan's going to come through. Next in, Chris Cole. He needs a 10 for first. If anybody could do it, hey, it might be Chris Cole. Hasn't won since 2013, but he's a former Super Crown champ. He needs to win here to make it into the Super Crown. He needs a golden ticket.
Frontside ollie, throws a little 1 foot on the ollie. Frontside blunt slide. Chris needs to put together a good run. Build that confidence early. When Chris Cole stays on his board and he builds the confidence early, he generally finishes it very well.
Agreed. And he's so good at mixing it up. I think he gets scored really well because he shows so much variety.
The judges like to see that creativity. The more of that we see, the higher the scores guys are going to get.
Wow.
360 nose grab and just throws a 1 foot. Does that nose grind. Oh.
So Chris Cole is not going to get a 10, but that's all right.
Putting the pressure on himself there.
Best trick section still to come for Chris Cole. 5 tries, top 4 scores of the day count. This is the second run in the finals. 5 skaters left. Tommy Fynn trying to get to the Super Crown in his rookie year, but just like Chris Cole, he needs a win. He doesn't have enough points. The only way he can get to the Super Crown is with that golden ticket. Needs a 6.9 for first.
Nice nollie nose grind to a nollie crooked grind. Solid combination. Makes that backside kickflip. Big spin kickflip hanging in there. A little bit of a front foot drag, but it didn't touch the ground, so the judges will be fine with that one. Nice backside tail slide. Tommy ain't gonna end it on the big section, on the big stairs. Is he gonna hit the rail or the stairs? Nice nose blunt slide.
Wow, what a finish. Tommy
throws
Fynn,
that kickflip crooked grind in. Slipped out of the truck, but still made it.
Talk about a combo, down the big rail and then kickflip crook right before the buzzer.
There's that big spin kickflip. Look at that front foot as he lands. He just touches the ground, but still keeps that speed, keeps it moving. There's another angle so you can see that. He'll be thankful he made that one.
Score is in, 7.9. A great score. Tommy Fynn moving into the lead. 3 skaters. 4 skaters with the run section. Paul Rodriguez, your winner from Munich, coming up next. Stick around. Welcome back to the 2016 SLS Nike SB World Tour here in Newark, New Jersey, inside the Prudential Center. Still to go, Paul Rodriguez up next. He won last month in Munich for the first time in 3 years. I'm sure he'd love to do it again, but he has clinched a spot into the Super Crown. He has the golden ticket.
Oh, big old nollie kickflip. Setting up for the ledge. Switch backside Smith grind. Paul putting together a nice clean line again. Clean run. Switch backside 5-0. Looking very solid. Switch frontside blunt. Oh! Or just gets away from him now. 360 flip.
He doesn't get that last
will
try.
Not count. Switch frontside board slide.
It counts in our hearts, though.
That's right. That one's for the crowd. Stoke out all the skate fans here today.
Needs a 7.4 for first. Gets a 7.1.
He knows he just missed that last trick in there. He needed to hustle that in and get that.
Yeah, that would have probably put him into first place.
See, sometimes it comes down to those little things like the switch frontside blunt where he kind of shuffled his feet, slowed him down, lost a few seconds.
You're right.
Can't make up for that.
So up next, Chris Joslin. Of all the skaters who haven't clinched a spot in the Super Crown, he's in the best spot. He has the most points.
Oh, gap to backside lip slide, backside Smith. This is what we want to see, some fast pushing, big old kickflip. Lots of tricks, big tricks, fast, so he's getting more of them in there. Smith grind. It's 20 seconds, backside tail slide. Throwing down a nice hustle. Backside Smith grind.
What?
Kickflip frontside grab. And then this is right again. On the buzzer. You would think he would learn from that, huh?
I mean, he's going fast, though. He's not just sitting around. He's hustling, but he's just trying
again,
too
when
much.
you lose those split seconds on some of the tricks, and you do a toe drag or you lose a little bit of speed. When you're a guy like Chris and you can end it off with a big trick, man, you've got to get that in there. There's that big old kickflip.
Score of a 7.7 moves Joslin onto the top of the leaderboard. The rookie, he has been on fire this year. 2 skaters left in the run section. Nyjah Huston. Let's see if he can keep it going.
Gap to backside lip slide. Nose grind. Kickflip frontside board slide. Nice Smith grind. Gap over into the transition, into the quarter pipe. Backside Smith, hops out early. Putting together a solid line.
10 seconds left.
See what he's got for the big stirs. Oh, wow! Way to step it up. Way to step it up. That was awesome.
I'm going to ignore that fall before the buzzer on the flat bar. I'm going to focus on the nollie back over crook.
Look at that. Just locked into that over crook. Almost got away from a split second there, but dang, he did that so well.
8.5 for Nyjah Huston, moving him into first place.
He's setting the standard.
He is absolutely setting the standard, and you can tell he is feeling good going into best trick section. One more run left for Evan Smith, our first place qualifier, struggling hard on his first run. Let's see if he can turn things around.
Big old ollie. Look at that creativity. Full 360 degree. Awesome. It's the only guy we've seen skate this course like that. It's the only guy that skates like this, and that's why.
And he incorporates the crowd into his whole
That's
routine.
right, he feeds off the crowd. The more the crowd gets stoked, the more spontaneity you're gonna see, the more creativity, the more he's just gonna wing it. Nice gap to lip slide. Frontside kickflip, and he pulls it together.
And that is time for Evan Smith. Thinking about doing a caveman after time.
I don't think he knew what he was going to do right then. He was going to just make something up.
He needs an 8.8 for 7th place. And he gets an 8.7. That's a huge
mega
score. Setting himself back up for
That's
the best
that
trick.
crooked grind. What a fantastic run. There's the gap to lip slide, a trick that's very easy to slip out when you come back in because your wheels can slide away, but not that time. Straight into a solid frontside kickflip. All smiles, man. All stoked.
There's that score, 8.7. He wants to make it to the Super Crown, and he can do it.
That's how you do it, man. That's exactly how you do it.
So that is all for the run section here in the finals in Newark. 5 best trick attempts coming up to decide it after this. Welcome back to the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. This is the 2016 SLS Nike SB World Tour. The finals leading to the Super Crown in Los Angeles in October. And things are getting serious. The run section is over. Best trick section is coming up. Here's our current standings so far. Nyjah Huston looking for his first win since Barcelona Pro Open last year. He's on top, followed by Joslin, the rookie, trying to make it to his first ever Super Crown. Tommy Fynn, and then P-Rod, last month's winner out in Munich. Followed by Luan, Carlos Ribeiro, Evan Smith, and Chris Cole. So this is where it all happens. 5 best trick attempts left to determine the winner here in Newark, New Jersey on our march to the Super Crown. And Chris Cole needs to win here tonight to keep his season alive. Can he do it, Jeff?
We know he can do it. We've seen it with past results.
What's it going to take here tonight?
Some big classic Chris Cole tricks. Over nose blunt, which he did in the prelim, didn't get scored super high for that one. 6.8. Awkward, unusual trick, but not necessarily technically that difficult.
So his score of a 6.8 moves him into 2nd place. He is right up there in the mix. Evan Smith, his lowest score of a 1.1 needs to go. He needs a 6.9 to reclaim the lead.
It's like he's setting up for that quarter pipe gap again. Gap to backside lip slide, and he makes it.
Beautiful.
That was awesome. Full speed, good slide. Right in the danger zone coming in on that trick. There you go, back to it. Could easily slip out of that one. Does it clean.
A score of a 7.5, and those scores come easy for Evan. He can do tricks like that all day long. Carlos Ribeiro up next needs a 5.2. He's got a lot of big tricks.
Oh, and there's that nollie 180 to Bennett grind.
Wow.
Named after pro skateboarder Matt Bennett. He's the first guy to do that.
He gets an 8.6. The judges are backing that trick.
Carlos will be happy with that one.
He moves on top of the leaderboard, but he really needs to kill it here. He'd like to win his way straight in with a golden ticket to the Super Crown.
He's going to have his work cut out for him, though, with Joslin and Evan Smith hot on his heels.
And Luan coming in next. He's already got a spot locked in for the Super Crown. He needs a 7.3 for first.
Oh, sticks on the ledge. Flipped the board just a little bit too late.
It's double zeros.
Looking for a little bit of wax. Maybe lube it up a little bit for the next go.
Paul Rodriguez on deck. 2 good run scores. Needs a 6.4 for the lead.
Looks like he means business.
Yes, he does. You see the focus.
Gearing up for getting down, as it's called.
Anybody standing on top of that stack of 12 means business. Even if you're, no matter what you're going to do down that.
That's right. It's a big flight of stairs. Oh! Wow! Switch backside Smith grind.
You were right.
That is no joke.
So P-Rod hanging around down in 7th place. Up next, Tommy Fynn. Tommy needs a win for the Super Crown.
Oh, and there's that backside nose blunt slide.
Wow.
Made that look so easy.
Needs a 6.2 for first. Jeff.
Oh, man. Easy life. Locks over. Look how well he locks into that backside nose blunt slide and comes out. Couldn't have done that any better. Tommy getting some good scores up there.
7.9. Moving Tommy into first place. It is so great to see these rookies coming through here tonight. Chris Joslin, another one. Steady crushing, working his way towards the Super Crown. He's got to beat all these other.
Oh! Full speed gap to backside Smith grind. The 50180 just for the crowd.
So Chris coming in with the most points of the guys who aren't already a lock for the Super Crown, and tricks like that.
The camera couldn't even keep up with them. Look at the blur. That's how fast he was going.
Incredible.
Full speed action.
Chris Joslin with an 8 even. Look at that. Looking great for the Super Crown. 22.9 on the board. First place, Joslin. Nyjah Huston needs a 6.4 for first, though. We know he's got that.
Oh, wow! Kickflip to frontside board slide right the way across the gap to the down part of the rail.
Do you care to offer a prediction on scores?
8.9, 9.1, the very least. See one more angle of that. Catches, look at the catch on it. Perfect foot placement. Maintains that speed. Doesn't get any cleaner than that, guys.
A score of an 8.8, good call. And Nyjah moves into the lead. No surprise after seeing that trick go down.
That's the level we need to see right here in the finals right there.
True Skate is free to download this weekend. Get the first international course from SLS. Skate the newest SLS course set in Marienplatz, the heart of Munich, with additional skate areas available included in this city center for only 99 cents. Available on iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon. So that's it for best trick attempt number 1. We have 4 best tricks yet to come. Nyjah Huston is your leader. Will he hang on? We'll find out. Welcome back to the Prudential Center. It's the 2016 SLS Nike SB World Tour here in Newark, New Jersey. Our final World Tour stop before we head over to the Super Crown. NikeSB.com is your spot for the most recent shoe drops, team news, and all things Nike SB. Be sure to follow Nike SB on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter to stay in the know. Here are your current standings. No surprise based on the skating we've seen here tonight from Nyjah Huston. He is on top of the leaderboard, followed by Chris Joslin. If this contest were to end right this second, Chris Joslin would get that final spot into the Super Crown. Tommy Fynn, Carlos Ribeiro rounding out the top 4. Now remember, here's how this contest works. There's 2 runs in the run section, 45 seconds each. We've seen those, we're done with that. And then there's 5 tricks in the best trick section, anywhere on the course, and the top 4 scores count. Simple. So out of 7 total attempts, 4 scores count. This is best trick attempt number 2 here in the finals. Back to the top of the order with Chris Cole. He needs a win here tonight to make the Super Crown.
He needs some heavy hitting scores is what Chris Cole needs right now.
He's an 8.9 for first place. Oh, he was going for it.
Going for the backside tail slide, a fake your nose grind and revert.
3 tricks in 1. That's a 0. Next in will be Evan Smith. Evan needs an 8.2 for first. His average score is typically a 6.6, but he's made a 9.4 in his past, so he's capable.
Oh! Going for the gap to nose blunt slide and into the far bank. Might need a little bit of wax on that. Make it easier to slide.
Carlos Ribeiro on deck. He can qualify for Super Crown only if he wins or if he places 3 or 4 spots higher than Evan Smith and Chris Joslin. And that's looking like it's going to be tough to do when Joslin's already in second place. So
absolutely.
It's looking more like he might have to win this contest. He can do it, though. He's amazing.
Oh, wow!
That
way to go.
Was something.
Big old tail slide and just pops it out with a huge kickflip. Locks in with not too much speed, holds it on, and then just fires that kickflip out at the end. It's the way you do that one, guys.
8.2 is the score. And Carlos is in first. Yep, that's what it's going to take for him to get to the Super Crown.
He has the consistency, and he's getting those high-scoring points.
Luan Oliveira needs a 9.4 for third.
Oh. Yeah. Half cap heel flip nose slide. 270 out.
What do you think? What kind of score do you think that deserves?
I was going to say an 8.1. Judges beat me to it. Locks in nicely. That's a great angle right there. Great camera angle. Very smoothly executed.
Paul Rodriguez, Munich winner from last month on his second best trick attempt. He needs an 8.5 for third place. He's got to make some tricks.
Oh! Doesn't quite get that one.
That puts him in a tough spot. He has 3 best trick attempts left, and he needs to make at least 2 of them.
He's putting the pressure on himself right there.
Tommy Fynn needs a win to get a golden ticket in the Super Crown.
Oh, going for the 360 kickflip, 50-50. Doesn't quite get that foot placement.
Chris Joslin up next. A win will get him the Super Crown, or so would beating the other skaters that aren't already pre-qualified in. And he is doing that.
Oh, very solid backside 360 ollie.
He's got to overtake Carlos Ribeiro, who's in first. Joslin's in third. It's a battle between those guys right now. 7.6 is the score, and he does it. He's up into the 30.5.
You couldn't tell he was a rookie, though, could you?
Nyjah Huston, second best trick attempt. He's got huge scores. Needs only a 5.2 for first.
Oh, there it is. Caballero to backside lip slide fakie.
On a 12-stair handrail.
Yep.
One try.
Yep.
Nyjah Huston needs a 5.2 for first, gets an 8.7, puts himself way up into the lead with a 34.1.
That's that nice slow-mo. Look how well he does that. Just pulls it in at the end. All smiles. He knows he's in the contended position.
So he's almost 4 points ahead of Chris Joslin. Nyjah looking for his first win since the Pro Open last year. Chris Joslin in second place, currently on track to make the spot for the Super Crown, followed by Carlos Ribeiro, Tommy Fynn, Luan, Paul Rodriguez down in 8th place. Third attempt coming up right now, back to the top of the order. Chris Cole needs an average of 9.2 for first, so he can't even take the lead with one trick. He needs hammers back to back.
Doesn't quite get that pop out of that backside tail slide. Still having fun though. Always good to see Chris in the finals.
Up next, Evan Smith.
Talking strategy perhaps? Perhaps not. Just going for it.
I doubt talking about like, hey, what are you doing later?
Yeah.
I'm having fun. Are you having fun? He needs an 8.5 for first. He can get it. He's in 6th place.
I think he was going to grab the nose on that one, but didn't quite get the pop he wanted. Snapped it a little bit too late. The front foot came off.
So second bail in a row for Evan Smith, and he also has a 1.1 from the run section. So his last 2 attempts are really going to have to work for him. Chris Joslin still hanging on to that Super Crown open spot. Carlos Ribeiro right there in the mix, though. Carlos needs an 8.6 average to take the lead from Nyjah.
Oh, again, just misses that pop on the takeoff. We know he can get those 9s. Joined the 9 club this year. The only rookie to do so.
So good, such a talent. So good to see so many of these guys performing so well. The consistency, and Luan in 5th place. Needs an average of 8.7.
Oh, Luan having a little bit of a hard time here. Not quite seeing that consistency that we saw last year.
Paul Rodriguez coming off 2 falls in best trick. He's your winner last month in Munich. Put in 2 solid runs, but now he needs to make at least 2 tricks.
Oh, I thought he had that one.
So that puts huge pressure on Paul.
That would have been an extremely high-scoring trick, and he needed it.
I think he's going to get it next try, but he better
He
because
needed
he has
that.
2 tries left. He only has 2 scores on the board from his run section.
He knows it. He can tell he's putting the pressure on himself.
He works well under pressure. Tommy Fynn is in, needs an average of 8.8 for first.
Oh! Wow. Just missed that back truck on the grind. And if the judges could see that from their angle, they will score that accordingly, as they should.
gets a good score, 7.5. I don't know, maybe they didn't see that.
No, he gets a good score for the. Let's see, missed the truck by a good chunk. Still a great trick, but didn't quite lock into the 50-50, so incomplete. So he got a good score for that.
But maybe he would have got an 8.2 or something if he got both trucks up. So, Chris Joslin, as things stand right now, he gets that spot into the Super Crown.
Oh.
Zeros for Joslin.
Oh, it's heating up now.
Chris has 4 scores on the board, so he's in a good spot with 2 tries left. Nyjah Huston, 3rd best trick attempt.
He's ready to go. He's ready to go.
He's ready to win.
Yeah, he wants it, man.
He hasn't tasted victory in a long time.
Oh, wow. And he could not contain that stoke right then. He was hyped.
I don't know if he's going to be able to be reached after that. That is absolutely huge.
Beautiful kickflip to backside lip slide, and look at his body posture. Pulled it back, and there's the stoke.
He's so
Fired
good.
it up.
Even when it's not perfect, he pulls it off. There it is, 9.1, 9 club for Nyjah, and he extends his lead now, a 35.1 overall score.
That is going to be tough.
To see the entire archive of SLS contests, including skater interviews and playlists, subscribe at youtube.com/SLS. You can see everything that's ever happened in SLS. When we come back, we are going to crown a winner here in New Jersey. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the 2016 SLS Nike SB World Tour. Newark, New Jersey. We're inside the Prudential Center, and this is it. Attempts 4 and 5 here in the finals, and here are our current standings. Nyjah Huston way out in front with 2 attempts to go, a 35.1 overall score. Chris Joslin holding on to that spot to the Super Crown with a 30.5, followed by Tommy Fynn, Carlos Ribeiro, and Luan Oliveira. Last 2 attempts here in the finals. Chris Cole, top of the order, needs some big scores. He's in 7th place. Needs an average of 8.9 just to get 2nd. So he needs a win here to get that Super Crown spot. It's not likely to happen.
Oh, yes! Blindside kickflip to fakie. Crowd loved that one. There we see the beautiful slow-mo angle. Boom! Catches it, locks it down.
1 try.
But classic Chris Cole style, too.
7.7. Good score, moving Chris up into 5th place. Overall 24.3. Evan Smith with his 4th try. Needs a 9.5 average for 1st place.
Looks like he's reeling up. Oh! Almost. Almost. Just slight over rotation. He's going to go to sleep. He's like, I'm done with this.
That's pretty much going to do it for Evan Smith's chances of winning his way into the Super Crown with one of his scores, a 1.1. Now, Carlos Ribeiro needs an average 9.2 for 1st. Oh! He was going for it.
Way to step it up. Now you think he was trying to put that into a switch backside Smith?
It looked
right?
like it, yeah.
Popped the flip trick a little bit too much, went a little too high, couldn't get it down quick enough.
Luan Oliveira needs a 7.8 average for 2nd place.
Switch tail slide, switch heel flip. Look at that. Wow.
Luan moves up into 4th place with a score of an 8.2.
As that slow-mo just flips it out, the nice switch heel flip.
Up next, last month's winner in Munich, Paul Rodriguez, needs an average of 8.1 for 2nd place. He's down in 8th place. He's got to make these last 2 tricks.
Going for the switch, tailside switch flip. Doesn't quite flip it quick enough. Catches both of his heels on the floor. He's not happy. He started off so well in the finals too. He knows it. Got caught up on those 2 switch backside Smith grinds on the big rail.
He went for it. Doesn't always work out.
It's hard when the finals get into your head like that. You can see it.
So Tommy Fynn needs to win to get into the Super Crown. And he can do it with an average of 9.7. That is tough. Chris Joslin looking on.
Oh.
And guess what? Chris Joslin is officially in the Super Crown, locking up that 8th spot. Congratulations to a rookie SLS pro, Chris Joslin, for coming out and putting it down here in New Jersey.
It's going to make for one heavy Super Crown coming up in Los Angeles.
He could win. Look at that! Chris Joslin putting the cherry on top of his performance here in Newark.
Hard flip revert down the stairs. That is a heavy one. Hits the 9 club. Look at that. Catches it 19, brings it all the way back. Down 12 stairs, a solid 12 stairs. That is the best trick that we've seen down that staircase the whole event.
Chris Joslin, congratulations. Monster making the cut to the Super Crown. Nyjah Huston still out front with a 35.1. Current leader. 2 more best trick attempts left.
Going for broke.
So the story is all about 1st place, and Nyjah Huston just won the 2016 SLS Nike SB World Tour Newark, New Jersey stop. Congratulations goes out to Nyjah Huston, his 1st win since the Barcelona Pro Open last year. We've been talking about every contest. Can he do it? Well, Jeff.
Well, you could see it in him when he was skating today. He looked so confident. Nyjah's one of those guys, you can see it. You know, when he's on fire and he's confident, he's ready for it, he wants to take it, he puts it down.
And this course played to his strengths, and he took advantage of it.
And respect to him, even though he'd already won the contest, he still went for that backside 360 nose bump down a 12-stair handrail.
Yeah, much respect. Evan Smith.
Crowd is going wild for this one. They want to see the spinner. Boom! To hanger. That would have been mega. Woo!
Evan Smith having the best time ever. Caveman backboard. Ender. Everyone loves Evan Smith for a good reason. He puts on such a show. Whether he's making his tricks or not, it doesn't even matter. Carlos Ribeiro needs an 8.1 for 2nd place. He's in 5th. So that's the best he's going to finish. But a great rookie season for Carlos Ribeiro. We're not going to see him in the Super Crown. But wow, we got a good taste of what he's capable of. Luan Oliveira.
Needs a 9.3.
9.3 for second place. He can do it. Oh! So fourth place is as good as it's going to get for Luan, the 29.9. Next up, Paul Rodriguez. He's not going to repeat. In fact, he's going to have a tough time to just get out of 8th place. Needs a 9.9 for 6th place.
Oh, doesn't get quite the clean slide that he wants. He's had enough.
So he's going to finish here in Newark in 8th place. Stoked to have him out here putting it down. We're going to see him in the Super Crown. He clinched it with the golden ticket. Didn't get in on points. Got there by winning Munich. Tommy Fynn needs a 9.2 for second place. Tommy's got some hammers. 9.2 is a tall order, but I think he could do it. Got to put it down.
Now that's an awkward trick. The fakey tray flip like that's a no slide.
Look at that though. Tommy Fynn in 3rd place with a 30.1. Rookie pro, qualified in at the Pro Open and had a great year. And right now he's on the podium. Chris Joslin. Bigger flip.
What? Now that is some great skateboarding right there.
What a way to finish.
Look at that.
So much going on.
Tech
there.
and the knot, full speed.
That is signature Chris Joslin. Finishing 1 point behind Nyjah Huston. 2nd place for Chris Joslin. And those are your results. This is gravy. Nyjah Huston, winners.
Oh, wow.
Nyjah Huston, you're insane. Wow. That was a victory lap for Nyjah Huston. Putting the icing on an absolutely incredible finish here in New Jersey, getting his first win since 2015 at the Barcelona Pro Open, and you've got to feel that for Nyjah. The weight's got to be lifted off his shoulders. He's been fighting for this for so long.
Well, he took it in classic style today. Huge tricks, big scores.
We're gonna throw it down to Andrew, who's with Nyjah.
Nyjah, look, it's no secret. You always want to win. It's been 6 stops. What was different about today?
I was just too hyped out there, man. I was just feeling it. Being able to land my 2 good runs first and then get the other scores out of the way, I was just on point and I was feeling it. And it's been too long. Had to make this one happen.
Well, next one is the Super Crown. What are you going into that? You're going to go in with some new confidence. Do you have a plan of attack already, or are you going to figure it out as time goes?
It depends on the course, you know. I'm hoping for a good course, and I think I will have good confidence going in after this. I mean, no matter what, I'm just so happy I was able to make it happen today, and congrats to all the other dudes. Fucking killed it.
Congratulations. Well-deserved, Nyjah. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Andrew. What an incredible final. Nyjah Huston putting it down. We'll be back right after this. The SLS Nike SB World Tour has been brought to you by Nike SB and in part by GoPro, the world's most versatile camera, and by Monster Energy. And here are your final results from Newark. Nyjah Huston taking the win with a 36 even, followed by rookie Chris Joslin getting that spot in the Super Crown. Tommy Fynn in 3rd, another rookie. Luan Oliveira 4th, Carlos Ribeiro, rookies. Chris Cole in 6th, Evan Smith, and Paul Rodriguez in 8th place. And not only did Nyjah win, he also wins the Monster highest scored best trick of the weekend. Look at that, Jack.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Backside 360 nose one slide, cherry on the cake.
And a 9.4 was the score on that. He didn't even need it.
Strictly for fun.
So this is the 2016 lineup for the Super Crown. These are your qualified skaters. Shane O'Neill, he's in because he won in Barcelona and Tampa. Paul Rodriguez is in with the golden ticket from winning Munich. Everybody else is in there on points. Nyjah Huston, Tom Asta, Luan, Cody Mack, Ryan DeCenzo, and then rounding it off, Chris Joslin today. What an incredible job. And we are gonna throw it down to Andrew, who is with Chris Joslin. Andrew.
Yeah, we're down here with Chris Joslin right now. Chris, you know, you had to beat a lot of guys to get into this position that you're in going into the Super Crown. How do you handle that kind of pressure out there?
I'm not too sure. I just really go out there and skate and do my best and hope for the best, and sometimes it works, I guess.
What does it mean to you to get second place behind Nyjah? You were saying, I mean, that's a victory in itself, right?
Yeah, for real. I mean, I don't really compare anything to that guy because he's just on another level, so I'm so happy with second place. It's like first in my head.
So you got first here, no problem. Now, moving into the Super Crown, do you have anything special you're planning, or you have any new tricks that you've been working on or anything like that?
I guess I'll just have to wait till that course is built and figure it out then. That's kind of how I go about every contest.
Now, what's it going to take to win the Super Crown? I mean, you've watched everybody out there. What is it going to take?
To win the Super Crown is definitely going to take a lot. I mean, I can only imagine. Seems like a freaking the winnings of all winnings right there, dude. It's crazy. It's like the Super Bowl of skateboarding.
Well, congratulations on making it in. We're super stoked for you, and congrats on second place out here.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Andrew. What a day. Jeff, what a day. There's a shot of Nyjah Huston basking in the glory of a victory, the first one since Barcelona Pro Open.
Some intense skateboarding there in the finals, huh? The way that heated up.
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible. And it was good to see Nyjah just put it down. Seems like a few second and third place finishes were in his head. I'm pretty sure that's all wiped away now. Going into the Super Crown, like he said, he's feeling confident. Can't wait to see it.
There he is in all his stoke.
So once again, a huge congratulations to Nyjah Huston for winning here in Newark, and to Chris Joslin for taking second place and going to the Super Crown. We'll see you in LA.